Hey guys, okay, so this is how to use my div tracker. This is what I use myself, so I made this thing to make it a lot more convenient, easy to kind of check how my dividends are doing over time. So once you download the sheet, you get access to this. So as I said, you can, in the description, if you'd like to support the channel, then there's a link to download this. So you're welcome to use or not, it's up to you. And there's also my free share on Trading 212 if you haven't signed up. This is what I personally use. So if you click this link, and then it'll open the app on your phone, and you should be able to sign up for a free share worth up to £100. So it really helps the channel. Anyway, so back to this. These are instructions, but I'm just gonna let you know how to do it. So as soon as you get this access to the sheet, go here, click make a copy, okay, and then you'll have your own version of this, name it whatever you want. So once you've done that, go to this link, so register for your free Alpha Vantage API, so you'll get this, get free API code. So just click this, put in your email, and then you'll get a free code to use. Once you have that, go to extensions, go to the app script. So I'm just going to open that. It's going to look like this. So this place, add API here. This is where you input the code. Click save and run. And once you're done, just close this. You don't need it anymore. So it should be usable now. You don't need to make any changes. You can get rid of this page if you want to. So just delete it. You don't need it. So I'll show you what you should be changing. This is I've added some basic stocks just to kind of show you that it's working, show you how it works. Okay, so this is your main dashboard, the investment and the dividend one. I'll come back to this in a moment. But for example, I've import so that the yellow zones are the only parts you need to change. So everything else it's going to be automatic. So I'm going to do a new one. Let me do Coca-Cola. So that's KO. Everything should be automatic, so it's all filled in. There's the API filled in here. So this is how much they pay per year. So to finish those details, I'm just going to say I have one share. Current share price is 72. I'm just going to say I got in at $72. Okay. Going to fix that. And then that's going to automatically import the average cost converted to pound. So that's how much it cost. I know Coca-Cola is consumer discretionary, so if you don't know, just Google it, you'll find it. Dividend growth rate, very easy to find on Google. So this is completely optional. You don't need to write this in, but it's pretty useful to have. So it's 3.3 as far as I remember. It pays 4 times per year, so quarterly. And if you don't know this, I'll show you how you can find it. So I've written in Coca-Cola dividend. So dividend yield 273, pays 194 annual dividend per year. So assuming there's any error with this, so just in case this doesn't work, I just do this as a backup. So it's going to prioritize this first. If there's nothing here or there's an error, then it's going to take this data. So you don't need to write this in, but just as a backup. So if there's a problem with the internet connection, if it goes down, then it will take from here instead. And this part you don't need to write in. It's going to just take the dividends for 2024. So that's one example. Coca-Cola's done. I have a little breakdown. So just without only one share, this is how much you'll get in dividends. That's how much it will be in pound. Sorry, I have COVID, so if I cough, I'm trying to do that as minimally as possible. Actually, let's just say I have two, just to make it a little bit more complicated. So that's how much it is in dollar, converted to pound. This is how much you'll make. Also with the 15% deduction that happens. So all US stocks, sorry. When you receive dividends, 15% of that gets taxed. So this will be the total amount. And then per dividend payment. So that means they pay quarterly. So for each one, I should get 62 pence 4 times per year. So that's my US one. I separated US and UK because otherwise it gets a bit complicated. So here is an example of UK. The UK version is exactly the same, but the only problem is UK stocks. Most of them are in pence. Some of them, like ETFs, are in pound. So that kind of gets a bit confusing. So VUSA is the most popular ETF. So it's the S&P 500. This one, so it gets this automatically. It's £81, so that's how much the current share price is. So they don't have a pence value, whereas AstraZeneca, you don't ever need to look at this, but just in case, just to show you. See, as you can see, this one is 12,064 pence, which converts to £120 exactly. The only one you would need to change is if you have an ETF. I'd say just copy this, put it in the next one, okay? And that'll be the same. So iVusa. Oops, what is the iShares? Hang on, iShares S&P 500 stock ticker. Okay, iUSA, sir. iUSA. Yeah, so same thing. I should have this, copy it into there. So just double check, make sure the stock is in pence or pound, and then put that in the corresponding way. So yeah, you don't need to otherwise change anything else. But I'm just going to show this example. So it always tends to prioritize US stocks. So if you just input the ticker for the symbols, for the letters, it's going to take the US one as a priority. So if they have the same UK US, it will take the US one. So here BP, it's not taking the UK company. So the UK company is not worth 32 pence per share. That's not correct. The London Stock Exchange is generally just LON BP. So exactly the same but LON before. Now that's correct. As you can see, this is the correct price for BP. And same thing. So BP is not a financial, it's a materials average cost. Let's say average cost per share. Let's say I paid for 4,000. Maybe not 400. Sorry. So I paid 400 pence per share. That's my average. Dividend growth rate. I don't know this one off the top of my head. I'm just going to say 4%. And then same thing. Assuming it doesn't find it. So as you can see, it's blank here. It's not finding anything. AstraZeneca, no problem. It's more common company. But some of the UK stocks, it doesn't find it. So really simply, you just go BP annual dividend. Where is it? So complicated. Annual dividend. There you go, 192. So just go back here, It's in 192. And that's 2 times per year. So now it should be okay. So how much? Ooh. I think it must be a bit less than that. Just for example anyway. So 192, let's just say that's, or 150, just making it up. So double check this just to make sure you find out. Okay, so now that that's filled in, I don't have to think about it. All my information is in here. If I get paid in dividends, so let me go here to the dividend log. I have one for US and I have one for UK. So those are the stocks I have in the US. See, realty income, Coca-Cola. Now is the year 2024. So let's say, so it's September. AstraZeneca pays me, let's say they pay me 120, 112 or something. Okay, so that's how much I've been paid. That's the total for everyone. Let me say BP pays me, I don't know, 50 pence. So then total yearly, you can see 162. Let's say I was paid by the S&P 500. Let's say I was paid 12 pence in July. So I'll just write this in. Okay, same thing with the US. So let's just say realty income paid me, I don't know, 150 in September. Now all that data should be in here. See, for 2024, this is how much I've been paid. Going here, this is the US and UK income combined so far, how much I've made, £3.24. This is the UK minimum wage. This is something you can change because it might change year by every couple of years or so. Everything else you don't need to change. So this is how much on average I'm going to make in dividends per month. And then the yield on cost is going to be 1.83%. Expected based on how much I've been paid and which stocks I hold, it's going to be £14.29. All-time dividend income, so that's from all the years. So that means like 2024 back. This one is no comparison because you haven't imported last year. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But here's another breakdown too. So how much per quarter, annually, how much you expected to get paid, and then how much you're expected to get per second. So it goes up to here. And then percentage of 1 million in dividends per year. So right now, not really close. So that's how much it is. And then monthly breakdown. So as you can see here, 2024, I got paid £12 COVID, 12 pence and £3.12. So that's all recorded here. If I sell a position, this is where I'm going to put it. Let's say I've sold realty income. They've so far accumulated this much money, so I put this in my dividends, and this is going to keep a record of this too. Okay, and finally, let me just say, one last thing I wanted to show you. So if you want to import for years that have been missed, so I created this in 2020 to use since, but I didn't keep a good record until 2023. So just click this at the top. Now I can go back to 2020. So I'm just going to do it for US. Sold positions, just put how much you made, unaccounted for. I don't know, let's say January I got 4, 5, okay. So now I have a record of this. I could do that for each progressive year. So 2021, 2022, just, okay. if I go back to here and I want to see the data, as you can see, 2020, now I have some kind of comparison to see how much I made in comparison to 2024. And then finally, just to show you what it's showing as well. US and UK dividend distribution is here. Looks like, so red is UK, blue is US. So I've got £9.78 this year in dividends from US stocks. And this is how it's divided too. So the total portfolio is valued at this. This is the day's gain, so it's going to change every day. And a percentage of this, so far total dividend income, how much the yield is of the portfolio, how much I hold in cash is this. It can show me my comparison of my ETF holdings versus other stocks. So what proportion are ETFs, and then what proportion are in other sectors. And then, yeah, US diversification, so how much in each sector. Same for UK, portfolio makeup. So what proportion are US, what proportion are UK. This one is just for keeping track of like the S&P 500, NASDAQ and Dow. If you'd like to keep track of a certain date, so for example, so today I want to see, okay, I'll keep track of this, let's say 5633, I write that in, and then NASDAQ is currently 7592, okay. So the yellow parts, as I said, are the only parts you need to change, so those will change. And then I can write the date is, yeah, September, just write whatever date. Okay. Anyway, so as I mentioned, if you have any questions, you can just write it in the comments and I'll do my best to try and answer. And there's also the free share with Trading 212. So if you use the link in this sheet on the Getting Started page or in the description, you can also get the free share too. So yeah, thanks guys.